Hey MJ traders and investors, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a MJ Sector review. Today is Tuesday, February 16th, and in today's video we're going to be discussing TAAT, TAAT, the stock, and some news that they have coming out about launching their e-commerce across the US tomorrow. So we'll look at that and the TAAT chart. We'll look at the US and Canadian cannabis sector as well. So before we jump into today's content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. So as of tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, TAAT Lifestyle and Wellness is pleased to announce that its flagship product TAAT will be available for purchase online by the majority of smokers aged 21 plus in the United States through the company's e-commerce portal, which is scheduled to launch at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So stock was on absolute fire today. You can see that we had a huge gap up, so we do have a gap in the chart here to be mindful of. We do have a daily support and higher low down here at 444, so that's going to be the most important short-term daily support. But we do have a gap in the chart, and we're in a daily uptrend at this point, so we'll see tomorrow if we see a type of sell the news event, but it'll likely be a little while before we can see any numbers on the sales that they could expect tomorrow. So it could be a few days lag time before we see any updates on, the number of orders placed, that type of thing. So we've been following this stock since all the way back here at about 80 cents. I was interested in this stock back in the summer, and if you are looking to enter this name, just be cautious. It's possible that we could pull back 10, 20%, fill the gap in the chart and still be in a daily uptrend at this point. And we are going vertical here on the EMAs, EMA 26 and 12 and 26. We had a bull cross down here as well. And we had that. I remember a lot of people in our group were very interested here when we were consolidating down at 302, and nice test of EMA 12 there as support. And from there, we had a couple mini daily higher lows. So not a whole lot of pullback here. And on the weekly, we haven't pulled back since 227, a notable higher low. So again, just be cautious on this name. When we do pull back, are you going to be willing to sit through weekly consolidation? We could drop essentially over 50% on the weekly and still be in a weekly uptrend, just looking for weekly higher lows. So just don't get caught in the hype. Yes, tomorrow is a big event for the company, but just be on the lookout. Don't get blindsided, and make sure you have a stop loss or a plan in place so that if we do see significant consolidation or a sell the news event, that you're prepared for both scenarios. So hourly, you could say we have a little bit of an ascending triangle here on the hourly, but not that clear. A little bit more clear on the 15-minute. And holding EMA 12 there on the 15-minute as well. But we could draw ourselves a ascending triangle, which we would have the horizontal line of resistance. So we'll see if that breaks bullish tomorrow, and we could potentially see a gap up. But if that does confirm, that's probably going to bring us to around the 650 area as a measured move. So congrats to the bulls. Like I said, up over 22% today. Led the bulls in terms of US MJ. And for those of you that don't know, they're a cigarette company and manufacturer of hemp and supposed to taste very similar to a cigarette. But again, let me know in the comments below if you've tried it. I'd love to hear from somebody who actually smokes to see if the product is satisfactory, if it actually reduces cravings, that type of thing from actual cigarettes. Love to hear from you below. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you've tried that. So on the weekly chart here for TAAT, we are extremely bullish on the MACD and the stochastic. They are just blasting off and well above the 10-week moving average down at 344. We don't have anything established on the weekly moving averages. On the daily, we're well above the 50 and the 100. And from back here, we lost the 50, but ultimately held the 100. So again, if you didn't enter back here when we consolidated on this daily higher low and the test of the 50 DMA, you're chasing at this point. And like I said, we did have a couple higher lows, but not really providing much pullback for bulls to get established. And I think that we are due, we are extended, we're overbought on the RSI, but we could obviously see a lot more upside, and we'll see how the numbers are coming out of the launch tomorrow. But the VWAP and the 20 weekly moving average are down at the 330, 320 level. So again, not a whole lot of support here other than those daily higher lows, which we didn't have a very significant pullback. So we are a little skeptical of that. So just be cautious going into tomorrow. Make sure you have a stop loss or a game plan established. On the bull list, we also had BAM, MJNA, and MMEN. I am still in a BAM position. I actually added to my position today when we dipped. I think we dipped to 96. So coming out of the gate today, I'll just turn on, let's just see here, on the daily time frame. So we had these inside bars that broke bullish, and I added at 70. I bought at 79. I bought again on this inside bar bull break at 88 cents, and then today we dipped below $1. I got just under $1, so my average is around 90 cents thereabouts, and closed near the high of the day. High of the day was 114, closed at 111. So we are seeing some strength in body and mind. We had the weekly inside bars that broke bullish as well. And we'll just take off the, so we do have a resistance level to be watching here at about $1.30, and then after that $1.56. But we're in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend, monthly uptrend. Taking a look at the monthly, we could see a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. And like I said, we're in a monthly uptrend and a lack of resistance here till about $1.50. And then after that, it's all-time highs on the monthly chart. So congrats to the BAM bulls on the day today. On the bear list, we had NBEV, TerraSend, and BioHarvest. So let's just take a look at some of these names. MSOS. Let's take a look at the daily time frame here. So daily bounce, we did break the high of Friday. So we had the resistance at 53.24. We got to 53.45 and started to pull back within that range. So we'll want to see follow through tomorrow. And taking a look at the hourly chart, just taking extended hours off. So we are in an hourly uptrend with the low, high, higher low, higher high, looking to form another higher low off EMA 12 here. So resistance at 53.36, and after that 55.12 and 55.85, which is all-time highs. So very similar to SPY, US MJ has just been tracking SPY for the most part, most of the bigger MSOs. And taking a look at the weekly chart here, weekly inside bar on watch. But EMA 12 trying to form a base of support, so that'll be a nice visual guide going into tomorrow as well. So let's take a look at some of the other big MSOs. So CL got a bigger bounce on the daily, but ultimately pulled back within Friday's range. So we'll need to see losses of the hourly uptrends. And at this point, we are still holding the hourly higher lows. So no signs of that happening yet. And we also have EMA 26 there on the hourly as a potential area of support. And taking a look at Curaleaf. So again, seeing bull breaks of Friday, but pulling back into that range. So a little bit of a red flag there. Let's take a look at TrueLeaf. So again, just barely broke the high of Friday. So most important is going to be the S&P 500 and just overall, obviously we could have news come out that may target US legalization or individual news in individual stocks. So we'll obviously keep an eye on any headlines or any development in terms of US cannabis reform. But at this point, all we'll expect is just correlation to SPY. So that will be our benchmark going into tomorrow and the rest of the week. taking a look at Canadian MJ. So I did a video earlier today on Hexo and Cannabis. So Hexo is going to be buying Cannabis in an all-stock deal valued at about $235 million, and we are seeing a huge reaction in both those names. So Zena was up over 16% today, Hexo up over 22%, and you can check out that video for a little bit more in-depth detail on that deal. But essentially, long story short, the reason why we didn't see as big of a bounce in Cannabis after hearing that information is because Cannabis has already run from the lows here just in a matter of weeks. We've already run over 300, almost 400%. Hexo's only run about 200%. And if we take a look at some of the previous articles that came out, we already knew to be expecting Cannabis as a potential buyout target. So Bloomberg released an article saying that they were in talks with another significantly large LP. And when we heard that news today, it wasn't anything that we weren't expecting. So generally, the company that's getting acquired, in this case Cannabis, usually sees a higher percentage move and gain based on the news. So for example, if nobody knew, if this was just complete, if this just caught everybody off by, caught off guard, and if everybody was surprised by it, nobody was expecting it, then Cannabis likely would have seen a bigger gain. But again, after running over almost 400%, after expecting them to get bought out, we just didn't know who. So the surprise was Hexo being the acquirer, and that was the surprise, right? Everybody knew that Cannabis was going to be acquired. So the missing piece to that puzzle was, who was that LP going to be? So that's why I think Hexo saw a bigger move, and reaction to that is because we didn't expect that. Nobody saw it coming. And obviously that's going to help Hexo's market share, drive it to top 3 producer in Canada. And just, well, it's a very good deal in terms of strategic alignment with both companies. And both companies are very passionate about customer experiences and brands. So I think it was a good deal. It probably brings, I think Hexo's revenue to about 65 million quarterly rev. And I'm super excited for earnings coming up here at the end of March in Hexo. So as of the tentative date right now is March 31st. So that will be in a little over a month. So let's just take a look at some of the other names here today. So APHA, Hexo, Tilray, Zena leading the bull list. On the bear list, we had Fire, NSP, and Huge. So APHA was the lead Canadian technical bull today and lead bull in all of MJ, up over 28%. But from the lows here, and I did a video just into the weekend about whether or not we should buy the dip in cannabis stocks. After this huge pullback, APHA hit $32, pulled back over 50%. We had EMA 26 test as well. So if you entered on that EMA 26 and the signal, like I did when we posted that video, just from those lows, we're up over 40%. So 50% pullback, 40% bounce, and lots of volatility, but lots of opportunity in both directions. So huge bounce. Congrats to the APHA bulls. We'll need to lose the hourly uptrend to be confident that daily lower highs are set, but that's all we're going to be expecting at this point, is a daily lower high compared to 32.29. And again, hourly uptrends are going to be key going into tomorrow, but we did have an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross there into the end of the day. So we'll see. Could be a nice short tomorrow if we see a gap up in APHA. We'll see how extended we get. Obviously, how SPY reacts tomorrow is going to play a big factor as well. But overall, for the most part, Canadian MJ seeing a solid green day. ACB up over 12% today. Daily inside bar, so it hasn't started its daily bounce yet, so a little bit weaker. CGC, similar to SPY and US MJ, where we broke the high of Friday but pulled back within that range, so notably weaker. Cron little bit stronger, broke the high of, still closed above the high of Friday. Hexo, again, from the lows off EMA 26. You're seeing a bounce of over 30%. So again, we'll just expect daily lower highs and a potential equilibrium and tightening range. And we'll be eyeing gap ups going into tomorrow as a very likely possibility. So TLRY. So again, very similar to CGC, broke the high of Friday, but closed back down within that range, so a little bit weaker. OGI, still a daily inside bar. SNDL, still a daily inside bar, so tightening range on watch going into tomorrow, and a break will be imminent. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys at this point. We need to lose hourly uptrends, and that will be our guide going into tomorrow. But looks like we could see a potential gap up, just taking a look at the after hours levels here. So CGC essentially flat, APHA up over $22, up over 2%, and Hexo currently down 2.3%, sitting at 891 after hours. So we were down, Hexo was down to 870, and we bounced back since then. I'll just bring up the extended hours. So we did drop down to about 870, so we had a notable smackdown there after hours, and SPY was down as well, so likely can be attributed to that. Let's take a quick peek on SPY. So SPY was chopping around here in the after hours as well. So SPY is going to be extremely important going into tomorrow. We'll be watching EMA 26 going into 12 and 26 going into tomorrow. But we are holding EMA 12 here, but we are at risk of a daily downtrend, or sorry, an hourly downtrend if we lose this low here at 391.53. So US MJ very correlated still to SPY, and we're seeing more correlations in CGC. So CGC seems to be tracking US MJ and SPY, and we've got some of our high flyers here like APHA, Tilray, Hexo doing their own thing, standing out as stronger and lead technical bulls. So we'll see if the Hexo news and Cannabis news makes its rounds tonight, and we'll see if we run into more buying pressure tomorrow. But obviously FOMO is still in full effect in this space, and I know a few people in our group are playing the bounces on MJ, and we knew yesterday to be looking for hourly oversold conditions coming off this huge bull move. Tilray up over 500% in a matter of days. And like I said, we knew to be looking for hourly oversold conditions. And just on the APHA hourly oversold, you're up over 50% while we were looking for those daily higher lows. So congrats to the aggressive bulls who bought that dip. So we'll keep an eye on TAAT going into tomorrow. Super excited to see how that rolls out and what kind of numbers we can expect there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for a MJ Sector review, and we'll see you tomorrow for another daily market recap. Take care, everyone.